안녕하세요 여러분, Tony입니다. Hello everyone, it's Tony. So today marks the return of the Rain Man himself, the 8-pack man, not 6-pack, 8-pack man himself, with his special title track titled Why Don't We, featuring CHUNG, which is like a really cool special duet collab. If you want to go check out the actual one-take version that they released early, actually, 2 days earlier, literally 2 days ago, if you want to go check it out, I have a reaction to that down in the description box below, as well as you can find any of my other Rain reactions, whether it be to Saksuri, SSAK3's Beach Again, or even his collab with Papa JYP on Switch to Me. But with that being said, this is his new album titled Pieces by Rain. It's really cool, and I love this actual Why Don't We song in particular. I love how like violin forward it is, how I love how kind of like classical it is, but then including that cool pop element to make it more less retro and a bit more kind of modern at the same time, but still keeping that like unique kind of Rain sound, a bit more of like that nostalgic retro feeling to it. So really enjoy it. And without further ado, let's get into the actual music video, which is really cool, and I cannot wait to check it out. He's been actually really advertising this heavily on his YouTube channel, Rain, so really looking forward to this. Unfortunately, they don't have English subtitles, they have Indonesian. Propaganda? Oh! Why don't we? I love this violin starting in the beginning. Oh my god, the aerial trapezes fit so perfectly because it's very kind of like classy, high class, but at the same time kind of like old school entertainment. Fits so nicely. Okay, so this is like kind of the same dance that we see from the one take version. What would the not? Ooh! I love his smokiness of his voice. Baby. So I'm still very curious as to like maybe it's an idea of saying him standing out from like what is like to be the norm, the in crowd, if you were to say. Maybe that's what this is a reference to. But I love the black and white concept with this just overall kind of like almost noir, like very interesting sounding song. It's very class. It feels James Bond-esque. I think that's like really maybe what he was going for, especially with the lights when he does the dun dun. It feels like a movie. Ba ba ba. Yeah, no worry. His tone sounds so different. Like I mentioned this in the one take version, it does sound like there's a bit of like a electronic effect put on his voice, but not heavily. You can still hear it particular, but I think that's kind of like to add that kind of like retro sounding style to his voice. It's a unique sound. It's a super unique sound. But I love how they cut out the electric part to really make it more easy here. It's such a smooth dance. Don't we? And then this is the more like modern part. We don't we? Woo! Don't we? Don't we? Don't we? So in comparison to so far what we had in the one take version, you get less abs. I'm going to be very blatant with you. If you didn't check the one take version, you really should. If you want to check out the really smooth dancing of Rain even more. Man's very flexible, but super jacked, super lean. I'm going to be honest, 8 packs for days. But I love the idea of here in particular. I mentioned this in the one take also. His voice can hit very high notes. And like he can hit like this certain like smooth, like very... It's a bit higher pitch. Don't we? But then he purposely he does. Why don't like he does it a bit deeper so that when he transitions into CHUNG, it's a bigger difference. So you can really make out the difference, and CHUNG's voice really stands out. It's a really clean transition and very thoughtful of this song, of him in particular, I'm assuming, to do that so that it becomes more apparent and more kind of like stand out for CHUNG to come in. Because her voice is much higher. And even the tone of the song, you have more of like a cello here playing and less of the violins. The violins, if anything, are a bit more staccato-y, a bit more... But more bassy, more deep tones because her voice is so high. Oh, a little bit of a like demon voice, dude. Can I get that iPhone, please, Chunga? Don't shoot it. I kind of want a new phone, so maybe you can send that to me. Oh, it's such a waste. Woo! Check out the beautiful high. The duet between them is so beautiful because the synchronicity, the smoothness of their dancing, it's so nice. Do, why don't we? And then the popping, I love that idea. I loved in the choreo how they went from like smooth to like pop, 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 pop. It's the same thing here. They're just like showing really elegant smoothness, synchronicity, but then they go pop, pop, and then they show a bit more power. Oh, but that roll, don't we? Ooh, I like the red sun. Very monochrome, but so they stand out more with the colors here. Ooh, the somewhere. And just like, I love the staccato of the violins. The violins are really what make this song, in my opinion. Is he? Chris Angel mind freaks of it. Don't we? Ooh, ow! Don't we? Don't we? We don't we? We don't we? So here it's a bit more like electronic, a bit more modern, but in general, the song has been going in itself kind of a bit more a bit more elegant, a bit more kind of classical. And I think that really fits with Rain's voice, with the way he's doing it. He's kind of like being like a smooth talker, kind of like James Bond-esque, as we were saying. And it's like that kind of duality that he's playing with Chunga being kind of like also herself being very sultry and sexy at the same time. Very, very clean, very unique song because it's not something that you usually hear. Usually there's like a range in K-pop, and this isn't within that range that I know for a lot of artists. It's all these like older artists that bringing something so retro but so modern right now because it's retro's back in, man. I like that. I didn't notice that in the actual dance performance, but you hear it's like, today we leave it all. Today we leave it all. Rain! Yeah, so that's the one take version. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend that you check it out. It's really nice to see the actual performance of it alongside of then after checking this out. It's a really more like emphasis on the actual like song itself, I think you would notice. Overall, really awesome. I love the idea of now getting color and seeing that they still stuck with this like monochromatic tone so that they really accent Chunga and Rain in particular. I just noticed has like red hair, so I think red just even in the title is a very big kind of like follow through with this entire idea of being monochromatic, but being the emphasis on the red, where you have the red in the sand, you have the red on Chunga's outfit, but it's not a red that's like really poppy. It's kind of like this auburny red. I'm really a big fan of this song. Really cool, and it's again same idea like I mentioned. I realized this with like a lot of upcoming like returning artists that have been away for a little while, is that they're bringing in this kind of like sense of like older retro nostalgic vibe song, but then they're incorporating this modern day K-pop influence to it, and it's really making a beautiful mesh that has a very unique sound, very unique standout to it, and I'm all for this. It's really awesome. And Rain again has yet to show me a bad song. Rainism is still absolutely amazing. I still love listening to that and seeing it on dance shows and people just like doing the dance. It's so fun to watch. And I absolutely love this song in particular. Why Don't We is by far an awesome collab, and I can't wait for his next collab. People are speculating Jackson. It might be Jackson based on what I saw from the Team Wang IG, but I'm looking forward to it. And with that being said, guys, hopefully you do stay tuned for more Rain. If you want to go check out any of my other Rain reactions, they'll all be linked in the description box below, so if you check out the video. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. 감사합니다. And as always, if you have any comments, questions, or something you want to talk, feel free to leave it in the comment section below, and I'll get to you as soon as possible. With that being said, guys, I've been Tony, 안녕히 계세요, goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video. 안녕!